Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day with Professor Emeritus Seth Chaiken and Seth's brother Joel. That's hello. We're here to hopefully show you how to approach SAT math questions, maybe even all types of math questions. Today is Friday, but we missed Thursday. We always do Throwback Thursday, where we go back about 20 years to the SAT when they had things more like reasoning tests rather than math tests, although they always had math tests. See, reasoning tests, see how they used to advertise it? So we'll do a Throwback Thursday question after we do a modern question. This is from a post-2016 practice from Khan Academy. Khan Academy gives you free practice, about 700 or 800 questions that you should try to do to practice for the modern post-2016 SAT. So there are 40 categories. This is a category called isolating quantities. Some people call it literals. And algebraic, it's highly algebraic. And basically you're supposed to solve for B in terms of A and C. Please pause the video, come back, and we'll do it. Now, when I looked at this, I'm sorry I looked at it ahead of time, but I really shouldn't have. But I would have done the same thing. I would have tried to do this as quickly as possible by noticing that there's I have to do a annotate. I noticed that there is a b squared. So the answer has to have a square root. You would think plus or minus square root, but you would think. So I would immediately throw those out. And notice that I would take the 7a and move it here, so it's c minus 7a. So the only one that has that is this, and I would say that's the answer. I would try to do it very quickly.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely. I first thing I saw is that you're solving for B, and the only appearance of B is a B squared, so it has to be one of these guys with a square root. And then I thought, this is what I did. I thought in my mind that there is a term here which is going to be moved to the right by multiplying by -1. So there's going to be a negative thing here. And so between these two choices, it has to be this one.
Why didn't they make it plus or minus? Isn't that strange? Which of the following correctly expresses B in terms of A and C? I don't understand.
They are
Don't be nasty.
They are deficient in mathematical rigor.
Okay. So why don't we just do it without doing any
Yeah.
Okay, first of all.
And it's also the curriculum, the event, the formal curriculum is expressed, talks that way. Solve the equation.
Shouldn't they have just easily have said? Now, don't forget, these were not the official overpaid. I shouldn't say that. Overpaid SAT people who write SAT questions, who professionally make the major league questions of the day. This is just Khan Academy. Major league question may have been, which of the following is a possible leave it open, saying is one of the answers, or worded some other professional way. Now, I was going to say, before we do it slowly, the reason why Seth and I were able to do it this way is because we had a bunch of experience with it. So we strongly encourage you to also get experience doing practice questions so that you can sort of look at these relationships and these patterns as quickly as we can. That'll certainly save you. So preparation is the big word when it comes to taking the SAT. Preparation. What do you? Does that make sense?
Yes, of course. Preparation, practice.
Preparation
that enables get to quickly and with confidence.
Right.
Quick to answer questions like this, to give you the time, give you a bank of time to answer the questions that will take you longer.
So in some ways, when we talk about how to approach SAT math questions, really the way to approach SAT math questions is done before you take the test. The way to approach SAT questions is to practice. right? And then that really is the way to approach SAT.
All right. So you want to show them how to do it step by step?
Sure. Okay, good.
Review how
That's a plus,
to solve this problem. The way people are taught to solve problems like this,
Right.
and before they have the experience to do some of the steps mentally.
Got it. Okay. Well, here, probably the way that to get rid of this thing, you gotta move. We have this fractional 5 here. We really got to get the b squared by itself. It's sort of like unpacking a package that you get in the mail. So to get rid of this 5 in the denominator, we multiply both sides. Notice every time we do something to one side of an equation, we do something to the other side. We have to, like balancing a seesaw. So this is 7a plus 2b squared is equal to 5c. Because that gets the 5 out of the denominator, and we're getting closer to where our goal is getting this by itself. Now we have this term, so we got to get this term by itself. So we subtract 7a, because the 7a is added to this term right here. So we want to undo the positive 7a, so we do minus 7a, so we get 2b squared is equal to 5c minus 7a. We are 2 steps away. Now that there's a 2 next to the b squared, so we have to divide both sides by 2. I'm running out of space, so I'll just go up here and do that. And we get b squared is 5c minus 7a divided by 2. You're welcome to put parentheses around that. You don't really need to. Now we're only 1 step away. We need to know what b is, not b squared. So then we have to take the square root. Normally you would do plus and minus. And then you do 5c minus 7a over 2. And then you make a prayer and hope that's letter B. Otherwise, letter C. Otherwise you're in big trouble. And it is. And that is how you do it. 1 step at a time. And that's the way it's first taught. And that's the way you would do it if you had a test. Then you would have to show all your work. So, what do you think?
It's okay with me.
Good. Okay. So this is an algebra question. It's called a literal, isolating quantities, whatever you want to call it. Solving one thing in terms of another. It's a very important question in terms of, let's say, if anyone's going to do any math in the future, you're going to be doing a lot of this. Okay.
So I would say the steps that you've taken, these 3 steps, 4 steps. Those 4 steps are called simplifications.
Oh, okay.
Well, that you choose to isolate B.
Right. Yep, isolating B, right? That's what they say, isolating quantities. Okay, so I think we're done with this, right? But we strongly encourage you to go to Khan Academy. It's all free.
But we have Throwback Thursday.
We have Throwback Thursday. So now we have a slightly different screen here. So let's see how to do this. I think we're in Zeitboard here, but we will... Oops. We got to stop, do that. Got to do this. We got to do this. We got to annotate, clear all drawings. And we are back to Throwback Thursday. Back to Zeitboard here, but we're not really on Zeitboard.
Oh, good.
You can annotate on Zoom.
Okay.
So this is from a test. This is from a book, probably 20 years ago, from 2000 something, early 2000s, where they advertised the math tests. Some of the math tests were called reasoning tests. So here's a question. It doesn't seem like it would be a modern question because it's more reasoning and reading what they're asking rather than knowing that much math. Although you have to know some math.
You have to know some.
You have to know some math too.
Yeah, you have to know what all of these properties that they ask about mean. Right. Yeah. And you have to know about. You have to be able to figure out whether you could decide, whether you could conclude that the number must have one of these properties, must have one of these properties, when you know something about the decimal digits, when the number is written in base 10.
Right. So there's a lot of this. Yeah. Yeah. So if every digit of a whole number. Oh, we never checked to see if we were right. It's always nice to get the fireworks, but too late.
No, it was check to see how how Khan explains the problem.
Yeah. Should we go back and do that?
That doesn't mean check whether it's right.
Right. Should we? What should we do? We should go back and look at that. Do you want to do that right now, or should after we do?
No, no. I have enough confidence not to waste our audience's time.
Got it. Okay, so here we go. A whole number is either 3 or 5.
Every digit of a whole number.
Right. So in other words, every digit. Oh, I read it as
Read
every
it.
last
Yeah,
digit.
approach to math SAT questions. Every word includes the every word in the problem includes the word every.
Oh my God. When I looked at this problem, I read it as the last digit.
No. Read it again.
What? No.
Again. You made a wrong interpretation. No. Read it really carefully.
If every digit of a whole number is either a 3 or a 5, that's what I have.
Each individual digit.
That's what I have there.
No. D1 is a digit.
Oh,
it's either a 5 or a 3.
Oh my God.
D2 is a different digit, and it's either independently a 5 or a 3.
This is why I would not have done well on this test. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at how tricky.
They got you. They tricked you. They tricked you into falling into the trap of sloppy reading and thinking.
Yeah, but the way I read it was if the last.
I made the same mistake in my mind when I first read it too.
Yeah, but let me also say that if I misread it, and we're going to get to the answer eventually. With us, it's always eventually getting to the answer. However, the way I read it was if the last digit was a 3 or a 5, isn't it still going to be odd? Isn't the answer still going to be odd? Let's say I read it like this: 3, 2, 7, 9, 4, 6, 3, or 3, 2, 7, 9, 4, 6, 5. This is the way I read it. Wouldn't my answer still be odd?
Well,
but I don't know. Maybe the answer.
Let's not confuse the exactly what they say. One of the facts is that a general fact about that's true because of the base 10 is an even number that you could tell if a number is odd from the last digit, and you could tell if a number is even from the last digit. The last digit is the lowermost, the ones digit. You can tell if a number is even from the last digit and tell if it's odd from the last digit. The number is odd if the lowest order digit is an odd digit, like 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9.
Right.
And it's even if it's an even digit, like 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8.
Okay. So what's finally? So given this problem here, what do you think the answer is? Is it prime?
I think my choice for the answer is B.
Odd. Yeah. Right. That's because.
However, the logic is a lot more complicated, and mistakes of logic and reading will mislead you to pick some of the other a distracting answer. However, what they did do for you was provide distracting answers that are true if the condition on the digits was strictly stronger than what they told you.
Oh, you mean like if I read it? Like if I read it
Yeah.
this way?
So what you did by mistake was take the condition that applies separately to the individual digits, that each one is either a 3 or a 5, and you strengthen that
Right.
to mistake condition 1, all the digits are 5.
Yeah, no, but you're forgetting.
And then another strengthening is all the digits are 3. Now,
Right.
if all the digits are 5, then the last digit would be 5, and the number must be divisible by 5.
The number's always divisible by 5. The last digit is 5.
Yes. If all the digits were 3, then it would be divisible by 3.
I know, but it has to be both in order for it to be
But
true.
for this, so I'm talking about what would happen in the mistakes. Now, there's other converses. If the number, well, again, there's other converses. If it was a long number, if the number was greater than 2, you could tell. Yeah, if the number was greater than 2 and it was prime, then it must not be divisible by 2, and so the last digit must be odd, and so the last digit could not be a 3 or 5.
So that's great. Hold on 1 second.
So prime numbers cannot end in a 5.
That's right. Prime numbers can't end in 5, so the answer can't be prime. But wait a second. Hold on. Time out. So, 1 second. Let's say you misread. First of all, let's say you misread the question by J1, which was Joel's first misread. Then you misread the question using J2, which is Joel's second misread. And then you eventually read it correctly with Joel's third read. If you do all of these 3 cases, you still get the same answer.
Again, the 2 mistaken cases.
Sorry, spam.
Don't get you to the answer. They lead you to pick an answer that is
no, they don't.
That is logically false.
No, they don't.
They lead you to make a mistake.
No, they don't. If you look at J1 or J2, it's still the answer's still odd.
Okay, let's put it. Not look at. If you change the problem and assume mistake J1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be careful. When you assume that the question hypothesizes J1.
Last digit, 3 or 5.
All digits. J1, what? J1 is all the digits are 3.
No, J1 is the last digit is a 3 or a 5. That's J1. When I misread J1, I misread it as the last digit.
Okay, that's another mistake, J. Okay, J1. Last digit is either 3 or 5.
But you still get B as the answer.
That's true. Yeah.
Fine. That's all my only point.
So you would pick an answer that is correct for a different problem.
Oh, but that doesn't matter. You still get the points. Now, what about J2? If you do J2, Seth said, "Oh, Joel, you misread the question." So I read it carefully, and then I misread the question again, and I said, then it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, or 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. You still get the answer is odd.
Well, no, if it's all 3s
or all 5s, you still
all 5s,
the answer's still big.
Then
odd.
It's if it's all 3s
or all
and
5s.
Not all 5s, we know that in that case it's divisible by 3.
No, the answer is 3.
If it's all 5s,
Seth.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, if it's either all 3s or all 5s, the only situation that's always true is B.
on. Right, exactly. So you could misread this question at least 3 different ways. No, you can misread this question at least 2 different ways, read it correctly one way, and still get the right answer, which is miraculous almost. But
Yeah.
Seth's going in conniptions
Yeah.
because Seth said
Yeah.
you can't read
But
things
what
wrong.
I think is the situation here is that the question is not all that hard because if you misread it, then you will pick more than one of the choices, which gives you a clue that you've made a mistake, because this stupid question gives you distractors that are all false.
Right.
Right. And one true. But in real life, there are many tentative statements about the same situation, and sometimes more than one of them are true.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes none are true. Sometimes only one is true. Sometimes they're all true. Life is not an SAT question where there is only one right answer.
Right. And life is also not an SAT question because when you're usually working in teams, and everybody tries to correct each other's mistakes.
Yeah. However, when you're preparing for the SAT, it's wise to know that the SAT questions are artificially easy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, there are SAT questions in which they give you several choices. They're typically numbered with Roman numerals, and they ask you for the responses, like the A, B, C, D, E responses, each one specifies a collection.
Right. Yeah, those are the hard ones. Yeah. It's 1 and 2, only 1 and 2, only 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3, none of the above, all of the above. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the bottom line is, though, this question, to a certain extent, really, a huge component of this question is reading it carefully. Right? If every digit, right? So maybe we all lucked out, especially me, misreading the question, still getting it right, but you can't count on that. Well, again, this is from a 2000 book. The more modern questions, I don't think, are as testing your skill about reading as carefully. But you really do have to read every question carefully. It's really important. Easier said than done, though, because you're in a rush, you're nervous, and they've also purposely set up some of these questions so that it lends itself to reading it carefully, unless you're really careful about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Practice. That's what it comes down to. Anyway, I'm sure most people are happy that they changed the tests to be more what you really learn in school, as opposed to questions like this, which you'll probably almost never see on a test in school. So, I guess that's it, right? Closes out the week. A short week for us.
Friday. Wow.
Yeah,
Friday.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll pick it up again next week. We'll go and we will find another topic in our Khan Academy. Oh, where are you? Khan, right here. This is Khan. Annotate, clear all. And then we will, oops, I'm really just moving things around. So next week we'll pick up another Khan Academy question. Okay, everyone. Have a great day. Have a good weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.